Australia, almost 1 billion takeaway coffees are consumed each year. But wouldn't it be great if you could buy a coffee and know that you're helping to support a worthwhile cause? I'm at Federation Square in front of a street food cart. Like me, you've probably walked past here heaps of times, but never actually stopped to see what it's all about. The food and drinks sold here go to support homeless people in many ways. I'm here with Rebecca Scott, the CEO and co-founder of STREAT. Now Rebecca, tell me, what exactly is STREAT?
STREAT's a social enterprise, and a social enterprise is an organisation that brings about a social change but using the marketplace. So we solve homelessness by getting people to buy a great meal.
So who does STREAT specifically help?
We help young people between the age of 16 and 25 who have had an ongoing chronic issue of homelessness and make sure we can try and find a transition to them into homes but also into the workplace.
So in terms of homelessness, how bad is it in Melbourne and Australia?
It's a really big issue. Most of you will know the size of the MCG, where the AFL Grand Final day is held. There's more people than sitting at the Grand Final. So there's 100.
And that's like 100,000 people?
Yeah, there's 105,000 people in Australia who are homeless.
I'm chatting with Rob Auger, who is the head chef here at STREAT. Now Rob, tell me, what is your background?
Basically, I've been a chef for over 12 years, cooking in around the world, places Canada, New Zealand, Europe, and settled in Australia about 6 years ago, and then found myself here at STREAT.
So 12 years as a chef, What is your favourite dish that you've ever eaten or created?
Favourite's really difficult, I guess, to say, but probably from an interest standpoint or memorable standpoint, I would say it was probably the cuy or guinea pig that I had when I got off the plane in Lima, Peru. Went down to a market and basically they had cuy. Decided to have a check and see what it was. Turned out it was guinea pig. You had the option of head on, head off.
Head on or head off?
Head on, of course. Yeah, give it a try, and yeah, fairly memorable.
So I love a good coffee.
All right. All right.
Tell me about the coffee that you serve.
Okay. Well, I think one of the big things is first you start off with a good barista. So we've hired on a wonderful barista, and then we are using excellent single origin Ethiopian yogurt chef beans, which are fair trade and organic, and roasted here in Melbourne through the Abbotsford Convent Bakery.
So all the trainees are taught how to do good coffee?
Absolutely. We've specifically hired on professional chefs and professional baristas to be able to pass on as much of their experience as possible on the cards.
What is the training plan like that these trainees go through?
The reality of our young people is that they've got a whole bunch of social issues happening at the same time. So it's not just as easy as starting in a production kitchen or in a training kitchen or on the carts and having everything go okay. So we've got to provide a whole bunch of other social supports. And that might be to address things like drug and alcohol, mental health, domestic violence, a whole bunch of stuff that's often rolled up with the issue of homelessness.
What's the future for STREAT?
I would love to think that in a couple of years' time you couldn't go very far in the Melbourne CBD without having a street cart kind of pop up in front of you. What we're trying to do is build a whole fleet of carts, and each of those locations is a location that gets to help stop homelessness for some young people.
I guess the one thing I want to know is, I'm sure there's all these people watching at home, but how can they make a difference?
Eat. Look, the reality is, across your lifetime, you're going to have over 85,000 meals.
85,000 meals.
Which is a lot of meals. And all we would really ask is you just give us one. Give us one of those meals, and if everyone gave us one of their 80,000 meals, we would start to be able to stop homelessness on a really grand scale. So come and have a coffee or meal with us.
If I have to.